Hello and welcome to another product research video. If you don't get product research right, the whole rest of the Amazon FBA business model is going to be extremely challenging and probably failing for you. So just make sure you know how to do product research. That is why I do these every single week, at least once a week. So keep on watching to not make mistakes. Let's go. This one is very interesting, and I have found many products doing it this way. So what you're gonna wanna do is go into whatever software you have, whether it's Helium 10, Viral Launch, or Jungle Scout. I have a discount code for all of them linked down below. So if you go to Helium 10, I'm going to be using it today. You're going to go into Magnet, which essentially is going to extract all the keywords to what you type in. So if you type in a keyword or a broad category, it's going to show you similar ones in those categories. So I'm choosing baby supplies and I clicked get keywords and it loaded these up. And what you want to do is actually sort it by search volume. So whatever system you're using, sort it from highest to lowest. So it's going to let you know what is searched for the most to what searched for the least. And then you're just going to go down and find products that are similar to that term. So you can put in whatever you want. You can put pet supplies, you can just put office, you can put in cars, anything you want, and then you see which search terms you're going to get, and perhaps one of them is going to be a really good profitable product. Now I don't like to focus on the top right here because it's just quite competitive. The search volume is very high, and to match that to match the sales, basically in order to get to the first page, you have to match the sales of whatever the first sellers on the first page, and usually they're very high, and you just won't be able to do that without having to spend a lot of money and without getting a lot of reviews, and that's just too difficult. So you want to scroll down a little bit more when the search volume gets lower. Plus you can cross-reference the 8-day giveaways right here, which essentially means if you were to match this, what would you have to do in a day? So in an 8-day, so here if it's an 800, you'd have to match 832 sales, which means 832 units in 8 days, and that's quite competitive. So you want to go a little bit lower, sometimes even on the second page, because most of these terms are also very generic, such as like, you know, baby gifts, and you never know what products are going to be on there. You want something that's really a lot more niche than that. So let's go down and see what we can find. So let's go a little bit lower, and let's just start right here. Okay, these daily giveaways are okay. So baby playpen, let's open that. Not sure what that is. So I'm just opening kind of based on instinct and based on things that look like they could potentially be private labeled. Clothes hamper, that's interesting. Let's open that. Baby items is too generic. Some random things like pop-up, like steak knives, you obviously don't want that. Let's look at plastic spoons, and sometimes it might not even be in the baby category. Like plastic spoons is definitely home and kitchen, but if you find an item that is selling well, that has a good market, then might as well do it, because why not? Flatware set, not sure what that is. Let's open that. Baby rockets, don't know what that is. Laundry pods, we don't want to sell that. So just keep going down. Baby wrap carrier, okay, I think that's enough. Let's open these up. So I opened this up and I can already see the reviews are quite high for this. They're in the thousands, so I don't want to do this item, even though it's has a demand and probably selling well. It's just too competitive. Baby rocker, that's what this was. This is still too much of a commodity. I can see the reviews are high for this as well, so I'm just not even gonna get into this. Flatware sets, this again, reviews are looking quite high for me. I see a lot in the thousands, and it is a commodity, so I'm gonna click off of that. And this is how you get really fast at product research. You want to continue doing this until you can literally just scan and know that this is not gonna go well. I already don't like this product. This is not niche enough for me, so I'm closing this down. Clothes hamper, okay, let's look at this. This is kind of a commodity, but if you can find a niche in this, or if you can really find a part of the market that you can fit into and do well in, that might not be too bad. Again, when you look at this, it's very, very generic. Clothes hampers are found in Target and Walmart, so you don't want to do this. However, if you find, let's say for example, environmentally friendly hamper that has a certain saying on it, then maybe that's a different story. So let's analyze this. What I'm looking for is a stable market, which this definitely looks stable because everyone on the first page and below are selling quite well. Again, these sales might be a little too high for my opinion. I like to go for products that are within $5,000 to $35,000 a month. Then we look at the price, and you can squeeze in here and be profitable, I'm certain. Reviews, I'm already looking at, they're too high. There are a few sellers that are doing decent with 7 reviews that are $7,000 and 49 reviews with $31,000 a month, but for the most part they are quite competitive, and I wouldn't do this market. So let's close that out. Ooh, baby playpen, this looks interesting. So this is definitely a heavier item, so in order to source this you might have to order smaller units and probably do sea shipping and to make it cost effective. But if it is profitable and the market is good, don't get deterred by heavy products. Yeah, you can always turn a profit depending on what it is, but I don't suggest going into heavy items if it is your first item, just because there's a larger risk involved. But if you have launched items in the past and you're willing to tolerate the 30 to 40 day sea shipping, then it's not necessarily bad. It's selling really, really well for a high price. And the reviews are still a bit too high for me, so I wouldn't go into this. Some people are doing well, but I just think that, you know, the most people that are doing really well are probably big brands that since they're doing so well and they have high reviews. So that's a no. So let's keep going. And by the way, not every single product research video I'm going to find winning products, but I want to show you the mentality, because honestly, to find a winning product, you might have to sit at this and do it for hours, weeks, months. You just have to get good at it. And of course, my videos are anywhere from, I don't know, like usually they average 10 to 20 minutes, and if you want like a live product research video, we can do that. But I just don't want, I want to make these more about knowledge and kind of the mindset around product research, so you know what you're looking for. In my Amazon FBA course, of course, I do product research with you, and I break down the fundamentals all in the details, and then also show you how to do it in all these different ways. But again, if I sit and do this every single time I do a product research video and wait till I find a winning product, we might be here for hours, because it will get easier for you to find products once you know what you're looking for, but it still does take time. So you really want to make sure that you give yourself that time to really analyze products, and don't get discouraged if you don't find products after looking at 10. Sometimes you might have to look through hundreds, but it does make you better. So let's just keep going a little bit further. For example, microwave stand, baby sleeper, and I don't know what most of these things are, but that is the plan. What is an accordion file organizer? That was interesting. Okay, anyways, back roller. All right, let's just open a few. Breastfeeding cover. Okay, let's get through these. So let's see how common this might be. If it has high reviews, I automatically cross it off. I just don't want to be competing with them. I need some market gap that I can get into and compete with reviews that I can naturally get. I don't like to do weird things for reviews. It's just too much of a risk in my opinion. So I just go through the reviews. And I can see this is not as low as I would like. I like to see some people that are, you know, under 100. It looks like there's only 2 under 100, and they're doing decent, like 20,000 with 99 reviews and 14,000 with 46 reviews. So potentially you can fit in somewhere in here, and depends on the market too. So there are sellers that are kind of approaching high numbers, like 600, 500. So the reviews aren't really like, oh, I'm not really itching to do this. The revenue is quite well though, and the price I'm sure is profitable, because how expensive could they be? I'm not saying right off this market. This is something I could potentially look into further, but it wouldn't be on top of my list. Maybe it would be middle to bottom, because there are some sellers, like low 100 reviews aren't too bad, but I would prefer to see some in the double digits more than these two sellers. So maybe like 3 or 4 sellers with double digits, not really one, because this one's approaching triple digits. This one isn't selling well with 0 reviews. They're probably launching. That's why they have these numbers. These are probably inflated sales anyways. But I would take a look at this market and see potentially the next steps. But like I said, it wouldn't be top of my list. Back roller, this is definitely something I see at gyms all the time, and I would say you can't really differentiate, and it's just, I mean, it has high reviews because it's been around for a long time. So let's see what the deal is here. Baby sleeper. Okay, it looks like a little cute portable crib that you can put in anywhere for your child. So let's see how well, I mean, baby niche is always selling, right? Babies are always being born. Babies always need stuff. There's just so much stuff that a baby can need. So it's possible that you can find some interesting niches in here. So clearly this is selling really well. Definitely with a profit margin when they're that high. But let's look at the reviews. And actually, one is doing, they're still a little bit high. Okay, there's people in the thousands, a lot in the hundreds. I would not get into this. It just looks a little too competitive for me, because it looks like one person is doing well with low reviews and everyone else who has low reviews aren't selling too well, except for maybe these 2 people. So the reviews are still a little high for me. I also like to check the stability of the market past the first page. So sometimes markets have really high demand. So even here, actually, some sellers, this person with 15 reviews is doing 8,000 a month, 40 reviews, 18,000. So potentially, looks like this market is just selling well overall. If we even scroll down here and look at these positions, like place 32, people that are basically on the second page of Amazon, they have lower reviews, but they're still selling relatively well. 14,000, 13,000, 15,000. It's not too bad. I mean, I would probably look into this market, but again, I wouldn't put it at the top of my list. Again, it would be closer to the bottom. What is a microwave stand? This is interesting. So again, a larger product, if we were to source this, it'd probably be expensive. You'd for sure have to do sea shipping. But again, if the market is good, the market is good. Don't fall in, don't like put yourself into a criteria of products where you think you need to hit a certain number, and if you don't hit it, then you can't launch the product, because a lot of opportunity can be hidden here. So reviews are not too bad. There's 21 low hundreds, 60 reviews, and they are doing stable across the board here on the first page at least, and a profitable price. So again, like, I'm not a huge fan of these reviews. I want to see some more in the double digits, but I mean, this guy has 21 and he's doing 50,000 a month. So, and he has 53 and he's doing 11,000 a month. So potentially you can do well here, but again, it wouldn't be top of my list. I like to see more lower numbers, but I would probably put this again towards the bottom of my list, but I wouldn't completely cross it off. I'd probably look into it further and see if I can find a niche or a certain product that people are liking about this, that are buying it more, and maybe you can do well. Just avoid markets with really, really high reviews. I just don't want to be competing with people that are in the thousands or like high 500s. I want to see, again, 3 to 4 sellers on the first page that are doing at least in the low double digits of reviews, and that's how you know you can get in there and get the same thing. So that's gonna be it for this product research video. Just try this tactic out of like scrolling and see what type of other keywords stand out. A lot of the times you'll find very interesting products and they will be quick, but just play around with the categories with the main words over here and let me know how it goes. I have a discount code for Helium 10, by the way. It's 50% off. It's down below. I have an Amazon FBA course where I teach you how to do anything related to Amazon A to Z, and I also have one-on-one mentorship if you want that individual help with validation of products or anything else in Amazon. I have a Facebook group. Everything is basically linked down below, so I will see you in my next video.